I'd like to call the Traffic Commission meeting of October 19th to order. Members present are Frank Stringy, City Planner, Nicholas Rystrom, City Engineer, and Fire Chief Chris Bright, and myself, Paul DeGenzio, Superintendent of Public Works. If you can join me in a salute to the flag. I'd like to open the public hearing. This is a change to Schedule 11 of Title 10, Handicap Person Parking. Change the process of installing HP signs from one sign to two, one at the beginning of the parking spot and one at the end, so the vehicles park in between. Signs with metal poles installed in the ground for each sign. That is approved. Okay, anyone in favor of this?
Mr. Chairman, Ralph DeChico, Commission on Disabilities ADA Coordinator. Over the past several years, there's been issues with residents calling me with the concerns that there's been a problem with people encroaching on the handicap parking zones because people don't know where the handicap parking starts and stops. Years ago, I believe that we did have two signs that were being installed at the front and the back of where the vehicles are supposed to park in between. A lot of communities around, surrounding community, most of the communities surrounding communities around us do have two signs with the arrows pointing inwards so that it does designate that it's a handicap spot. None of the communities have it painted on the ground because of the wintertime. You don't know where it is, and people don't look down to the ground when the vehicles are there. I know it is a little bit of a cost, but I really think that we do need to do this to designate the definite two spots with the signs with the arrows pointing in for the front and the rear of the car with the designated proper distance for a handicap marked parking spot.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Hearing none. Anyone opposed to this change? Anyone wishing to speak in opposition? Hearing none. Members of the Commission?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve as stated.
Okay, a second? Second. All in favor?
Just as a friendly amendment, Mr. Chairman, that would just be moving forward on all signs. We do not have to go back and reevaluate and change any of the existing signs that are there now unless we do get a call for any problems. So hopefully that helps.
Hopefully. Thanks, Ralph. Number 2, amend Schedule 11 of Title 10, Handicap Person Parking by adding 51 Endicott Avenue. We'll take these individually. Anyone wishing
yes.
to speak in favor?
Mr. Chairman, Ralph DeChico, Commission on Disabilities ADA Coordinator. I did send a note to all the members of the Traffic Commission for 51 Endicott Ave. It does meet all the specific guidelines. It does not have any off-street parking at this location, and all the paperwork was sent in. As long as our no outstanding tickets or fines or anything for this vehicle, and if it is the will of the Traffic Commission to approve it, I fully support handicap installation at this address.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Anyone opposed to 51 Endicott? Members?
Motion to approve, Mr. Chairman.
Second?
Second.
So ordered. 512 Park Avenue. Anyone wishing to speak in favor?
Mr. Chairman, Ralph DeChico, Commission on Disabilities ADA Coordinator. 512 Park Avenue has also sent in all appropriate paperwork. They do not have a driveway in the front. There is a pseudo driveway in the back, but as the disability with the resident's daughter there, she is on the ground floor entrance of Park Ave, cannot get into it. A vehicle cannot park in the back. I supplied the pictures of this address. It is very old. It's an old structure, and it's really not a handicap accessible driveway that's at that location. So I wanted to send all the pictures along with that. So if there are no outstanding tickets or fines, and if it's the will of the Traffic Commission, I'm fully support this for handicap sign installation.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Anyone opposed? Commission?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve. A second?
Second.
So ordered. 115 Hitchborn Street. Anyone in favor?
Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, Ralph DeChico, Revere Commission on Disabilities, ADA Coordinator. This one is a little bit of a different situation. They do have driveways at the location. I also included a notarized letter from the landlord that does not provide off-street parking for the tenant for an accessible driveway. So the tenants, as long as they have no fines or violations with their vehicle, I fully support this for a handicap sign. But again, it's the will of the Traffic Commission to make the decision to deny or approve a handicap sign.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Anyone opposed? Commission?
Motion approved.
Motion approved. Second?
Second.
So ordered. Number 3, amend Schedule 13 to Title 10, tow-away zones, off-street parking areas by adding the following. No parking signage and tow-away zone to 12 Folsom Street on the eastern side heading north along the commercial building. Anyone wishing to speak in favor? I know Councilor Cogliandro is very interested in this. He could not make the meeting tonight, and he wanted to make his feelings known that he is in full support of this. Anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Anyone opposed to this change? Commission?
Motion to amend?
Okay. Do I hear a second? Second. So ordered. Number 4, Julie DeMauro would like to speak on the following. I don't see her here.
Motion to take out of order.
Let's see. Actually, we can go to the stop signs, give her a couple minutes. I did see her just a few minutes ago. Frank, you want to text her? So we'll go out of order and we'll go to number 5. Amend Schedule 9 of Title 10, amend Schedule 4 of Title 10, isolated stop signs. Number 1, remove the stop sign at Fitzhenry Square westbound at Campbell. Anyone wish to speak in favor?
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, Ira Novoselsky, 53 D Hone Street, Ward 2 Counselor. This was a situation that the neighbors brought up to me. If everybody knows, coming up Fitzhenry Square, there's a stop sign, and there was really no cross intersection at that point. That was put in many years ago, before my time. And it is, I think it's a waste, because all the traffic is going down Campbell Ave, and there's no cross traffic there with Centennial, Fitzhenry coming up westerly. So we want to remove that stop sign, and as part of the next 3 is to kind of offset that.
So these are all associated with each other?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anyone else wishing to speak in favor of these changes? Anyone opposed to these changes? Okay. Commission?
Mr. Chairman, if I could ask a question. So at Fitzhenry Square, heading west at the end of the kind of triangular island,
Yes.
that's where the stop sign is that would be removed?
Yes.
Okay. Campbell, eastbound. And in its place, a stop sign would be added slightly further west at Nahant?
Yes, sir.
Westbound Okay. So essentially, there will be two new stop signs at the intersection of Nahant and Campbell, one in each direction?
Yes, sir. And we're adding one at Campbell Court, coming down Court.
At the end of Campbell Court?
Yes. So there'll be 3 at that. It would be almost like a 3-way at this 3-way stop sign where that comes down, right where the stop sign would be. We want to get them to stop right there before they enter.
Okay. And the stop sign on Campbell going east will be just past Campbell Court.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I took a look at this down there, and it doesn't make a lot of sense. It's kind of
Okay.
confusing now, and it puts them where they're supposed to be,
Okay,
basically
very
for the
good.
drivers.
Motion to approve?
Motion.
Second? So ordered.
Thank you, gentlemen, appreciate it.
Thank you, Ira. Number 4, Julie DeMauro would like to speak on the following. The Department of Planning and Community Development will be implementing a road diet at the base of Page and Broadway to reduce the crossing width of the crosswalk from 96 feet to 55 feet. The sidewalks will be extended as follows. Northwest corner of Page and Broadway will be extended by 15 feet, eliminating 1 parking spot. Number 2, the northeast corner of Park and Broadway will be extended by 25 feet, eliminating 1 parking spot. The extension of the curb on Broadway at the northeast corner will allow for 1 parking space to be relocated on to Broadway. This project is part of the Broadway Improvement Planning Initiative that includes improvements to the public realm and pedestrian safety. The project will be funded through the Community Development Block Grant funding. Anyone wishing to speak in favor?
Julie DeMauro, Department of Planning and Community Development. As the chairman has read, this is basically going to expand the sidewalk on both sides of Page and Broadway to reduce the crossing width, make it more safer for residents to cross. We're also going to be bumping out the sidewalk. This will allow for a better public realm access space. We are in favor. It will just help soften that area of Broadway.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak in favor?
Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, thank you for the opportunity. Jeff Turco, State Rep, and I do not represent this area. In full disclosure, I represented the business owners when they bought the current owners of Murray's Tavern, so I disclosed that. But I support the project. I think the city is, I applaud Julie and her team for the good work they did to come up with this concept. When my family and I frequent Murray's Tavern, you park across the street, particularly at night when it's darker. Frankly, it's dangerous to cross that street, and I think bumping this out and shrinking the area people have to traverse, I just think is a win for everybody and a win for a local establishment. Thank you for your consideration and your time. Good to see everyone.
All right, thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Closing that side. Anyone opposed to this? Okay. No opposition. Okay. Members of the commission?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we did a lot of work on this, especially with the engineering department, in terms of relocating utilities to make this happen. There were some conflicts, and it improves the walkability tremendously of that section of Broadway for pedestrian safety, so it's a good project.
Excellent. Motion to approve?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve as read.
Okay. Second?
Seconded.
So ordered. Okay, thank you. Okay, now, the last thing on the agenda, Julie DeMauro would like to speak about the EV electric parking stations.
Okay, Julie DeMauro, Department of Planning and Community Development. This is a request for a public hearing to add a chapter about EV vehicles and plug-in hybrid EV vehicles, as well as charging stations. This has been under development for quite some time now with the Parking Benefits District Committee. This basically, we're just looking for a public hearing at the next meeting where we will adopt this chapter into our Title 10. And it will list the definition of EVs. It will establish the process in which we install EV charging stations along the city of Revere. Anything, all installations would need to be approved by the Traffic Commission. There's also fines associated with the EVs, as well as the fine associated with the dispensement of electricity from the charging station to the vehicle. Lastly, we would add some additional fines to Schedule to the park, to Group B fines, parking within a designated space for EV charging, a non-EV, or if you're an EV and you're just using the spot and you're not charging the car, that would be $20. If you go over the 4-hour parking charge limit, that's $20. And then we would also be looking to incorporate the existing schedule of charging stations within the city of Revere and the number of spots associated with that charging station. So we're just looking for a public hearing at the next traffic commission meeting.
Thank you, Julie.
Thank you.
Do I hear a motion to move this to a public hearing?
Motion to move to a public hearing?
Second?
Chair.
So moved. Laurie, I believe that's it? All right, a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay. Meeting adjourned. Our next meeting is in November 16th, I believe? November 16th.